I started off my support of public education as a board member with the Napa Valley Education Foundation. Did that for 9 years. My term ran out, went off the board. 6 months later, I got a call from then the president of the board and said, hey, you know, our Music Connection program is ready to be launched, and we know you believe in what music can do for kids, and would you be the director? And it's only part-time, really. Well, 40 hours later, a week, for 15 years, actually 40 plus for 15 years, I've been the director of the Music Connection. The Music Connection is a program of the Napa Valley Education Foundation. Believing that the school music programs were being cut, and knowing that from looking at the budgets, the Education Foundation came up with this program, which actually is the brainchild of Dr. Brown, who was the superintendent at the time of the NVUSD. So the program was created and to come alongside what was going on in the schools with those arts programs, performing arts program, and at the same time provide musical instruments for kids that probably would not have a musical instrument otherwise. So we have scholarships and free instruments for kids that qualify. That's where the magic starts. So there were two different things happening. The programs were under attack because of the budget, and kids were not able to participate because of lack of instruments. So the Music Connection fills those gaps. Workshops, camps, programs that we offer are all taught and under the direction of credentialed music teachers that currently are teaching in the Napa Valley Unified School District. One thing we do that I think is magical is that we bring in college and high school students that are involved in their music programs. Most of them have been through NVUSD music programs, and they become teaching staff along with those teachers. And what we've found is that kids out there connect very, very quickly, and mentors are, a mentoring program has just emerged from this. We found that a high school senior can relate to a middle school kid so much faster and easier and with more impact than a teacher-child relationship when it comes to teaching music. The Music Connection currently serves about 3,500 kids annually, and that's in the instrumental music programs. If you add in choir, there are a lot more. Each year, about 1,300 kids start their musical journeys, and we provide instruments for about 600 of those kids each fall. The funding for the Music Connection comes from the community. The community is the real hero here. They step up and provide funding for instruments. What's happened 2 years ago is that with the catastrophic budget crisis that the school district faced, elementary instrumental music was cut from the school district budget. At that time, Dr. Patrick Sweeney, the current superintendent, came to me and said, you know, Robin, this is going to go away. Instrumental music, we just can't keep it. We believe in it, the NVUSD believes in it, we know it's important to the whole child, but we can't find the money to keep this going. What can we do? And what we did was team together, and the school district committed to $85,000, and the Music Connection with the NVEF, with the Ed Foundation's support, committed to $85,000. And for 2 years in a row now, we've gone to the community and raised $85,000 in sustained music in our schools, making sure that there's a music program for these kids. We do live in an agricultural community where 50% of the kids that begin school every year qualify for free or reduced lunches. So when we have families worried about where dinner is going to be coming from and how are we going to have lunches for our kids as they go to school, a musical instrument is not at the top of those parents' priority list. So providing musical instruments for these kids and making those opportunities happen is very, very important. Not only keeping the programs alive in the schools and going, but making sure that those kids have the opportunity to begin those journeys. That's what it's about. As we move forward into the future, we have to keep music in our schools. We have to keep the arts, period, in our schools. It's really important to the whole child. We've got to support our kids and these programs. It's essential. You know, better schools make for a better community. And we live in a gorgeous community. We live in the best, so we should have the best schools. I have a personal story of why I keep going with music, and that's my oldest son refused to stand up and do an oral report in 6th grade and didn't have the confidence to do that. Extremely bright young man, had been with this group of kids all of his life, K through 6, and 6th grade didn't even want to stand up and do a report. Empowered with the trombone, the next year he stood up and soloed during a jazz concert. That being said, time and time and time again, I have seen music empower kids, give kids a voice. When you walk into a music class, it doesn't matter if you're a good athlete, it doesn't matter if you're a nerd, it doesn't matter what color you are, it doesn't matter how much money's at home, it doesn't matter, period. You walk in, you're part of a group, you're part of a family, and you belong. And most importantly, music gives a voice to these kids that may not have a voice.